Welcome to RimWorld Console Edition. So RimWorld is one of my favorite games of all time, and I've been playing it off and on my PC since it came out. I just absolutely love it. It's one of these, very systems-driven colony simulators where you're kind of telling your own story through the adventures that you have trying to keep a little space colony of people alive. They've recently come out with a console version of the game, which is fascinating to me because this is like if you were to ask me to list games that you could not do on a console with a console controller, RimWorld would probably be at the top of my list. And so really, honestly, anything that they successfully do in this adaptation of RimWorld will be positive. It'll be impressive to me because this doesn't seem like the kind of game you could do on a console. So I could do the tutorial. I was debating about it because it'll probably teach me several important things about the user interface. But also, it's probably also going to be sort of running me through a lot of basic RimWorld game concepts, and that's going to be boring because I've played so much RimWorld already. So with the support of people in my chat, I think I've decided to go with New Colony without the tutorial. Let's go with the most common starting option here. So we've got Crash Landed, which is you have high-ish technology, but you've crash landed on a planet, and you've got three survivors. In Lost Tribe, you get more survivors, but you're much slower to develop technology, and you start with a lot less. Rich Explorer, you only get one person, but more resources. And then Naked Brutality, I've done that one time. I had to restart multiple times. It's kind of fun and weird, but let's go with the classic RimWorld experience. And to keep things from getting too crazy on me, let's go with Phoebe Chillax. So fewer disruptive events. And let's go community builder or adventure story. Let's go adventure story and reload anytime mode. I think that'll probably teach me the most about how the game works. And they got a random word in as a seed. Let's just go middle of the road for everything on the planet and generate the world. Okay, so we've got the classic world. I'm navigating it with the left stick. This is the part of the world that actually does make the part of the game that does make the most sense with a controller. So I got to decide where I'm going to start. So this is a fairly... one thing I'm not seeing is an evaluation on the screen of what each of these areas is. If I zoom in more, is that going to... I could hit RB for advanced options. Oh, this is to mess with the map. I wonder if I have to select a site before it'll show me information about it. Because usually what I do on this screen on the PC is I hover my mouse over a bunch of different places and it's giving me constant feedback about the temperature range, the weather, what you're going to find there. And I'm not seeing that here, but maybe if I select a spot. So usually I try to find a place that's got fairly temperate weather, that's got access to a travel network where I can trade. And it's got I usually want hills so that I can mine. So somewhere around, are these nice people? Who are these? Let's hit Y for the factions. Okay, so purple is neutral to hostile. Yellow is neutral to hostile. What about, who is this faction? Okay, so that doesn't. This might be the Imperials or something like that. Okay, so setting myself on a crossroads is probably pretty good, but then I don't have enough mountain. You know what? I need to make a decision faster than this. Let's go right here, right next to the water. Okay, and now that I've selected it, it's showing me the information. So it'll go down from -9 Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, which I believe is a nice wide range, but in a temperate zone. So it'll get pretty hot in the summer, pretty cold in the winter, but it's not like outrageously one of those all the time. So yeah, I think I'll select this spot, and then I hold X to start. Oh, hey, Dan31 just joined us. He's a RimWorld player. Yeah, I'm playing RimWorld Console Edition, which is crazy. Okay, so now... Okay, so they've got a completely different interface for selecting my starting characters. Instead of auto-selecting 3 of them and then I just rearrange the order of them, I'm actually manually selecting the ones. And it's showing... Oh, there's skill advantages in... Oh, there are advantages and disadvantages in red and green. This feels like they've got fewer advantages and disadvantages than I'm used to in RimWorld. Like, this person's got the most, I think. Oh, this person's got a lot too. But it seems like it always fits into one line of text. Okay, so... And the thing it's not showing me is which skills are on fire, which ones have passion and will grow faster. Unless that's something that I can... Oh, it's saying what their childhood did and what their adulthood did. Oh, so there are... Interesting. Okay, so usually in RimWorld, they'll tell you what the childhood was and what the adulthood was, but then they just show you sort of the upshot of like what the final results are. Wow, this person cannot do anything. Mining, plant cutting, everything's disabled. They're just artsy and social. That's all they are. Wow, but oh, they're good at medical. Having a doctor and an intellectual is actually pretty important. So, I think I might actually want to choose this medieval minstrel, Yuka Burns. I like her. And so now it's showing us, okay, on the far side over there, it's showing us that now I've got a great doctor, a great intellectual, but I've got nothing in a lot of these other categories. So I need to make sure I get a nice, big, tough person who can do a lot of stuff. So medieval slave Franklin Hall can do a lot of important. Okay, so Erica here has got most of the same advantages and disadvantages as Yuka did, but Yuka's funnier. Like if I was trying to maximize this, like I would probably choose. Yeah, that's a much better choice. Erica's a much better choice, and now I have to decide: do I want to go with the much better choice, or do I want to go with the funny choice, which is Yuka, who is useless? Okay. I'm brand new to the console edition. I should probably make it a little easier on myself. So we'll choose the better character. And then, okay, cooking and crafting are good. Okay, this person's just a fighter. It's good to have a fighter, but they're kind of nothing at everything else. I think this guy might be my only person who's, like, actively good at physical skills. So let's choose him. And then the things I'm worse at are cooking and fighting. So this person is a good cook and a good shot. So Milo Lips Damon might be good. I just realized I should probably be down here so you can see all the characters' faces. This person is just only about social and animals. I think I've got at least social covered. Getting better at crafting. They're not showing crafting over here on the right side. Interesting. So, this guy's not nice, but he's a good fighter. I think I'll choose him. Okay, so now our fighting situation got way better. We're kind of bad at the sort of middle of the road skills, but maybe we're okay. Let's see here. So I should catch up with the chat here a little bit before we fully get started. Yeah, so Dan31 says he's seen a few videos of the console edition. He says it actually looks great for new beginners who don't have a PC. And La Coalición says that the music reminds him of Tunic and other sort of otherworldly music. Yeah, so this is actually one of my favorite game soundtracks. I actually listen to this like when I'm trying to go to sleep at night, not because it's boring, but because it's very relaxing and I just have a lot of good vibes associated with this because I love RimWorld so much. So I listen to this. I listen to a couple of the soundtracks that Ben Prunty did for Subset games. There's some really good game soundtrack music out there. It's like honestly some of the best sort of background music you can have. Anyway, let's actually get into the game. How does that sound? So Madrian08 just showed up and said, "What is this game?" So RimWorld Console Edition is the latest version of one of my favorite games. It's a colony sim where basically you crash land on an alien planet, and that's full of all kinds of dangers, and you've got to build a little society there. And so it's sort of like you kind of telling the story of the development of your little space colony, with a bunch of scary things happening to you. So here we are crash landing on the planet. So I have never played the console edition before. So let me, okay, so that's, if I push start, it gives me the main menu. Let's save right now. And let's call it, this is the game that I'm playing on Twitch, so I'll call it Twitch. Confirm. Okay, just in case I screw everything up. But what I'm looking for is how to, so one thing that I definitely skipped was the tutorial, thinking that I could just figure out how stuff works. The thing that I don't know how to do is, right trigger, bottom right hand of the screen, I can see it now. But right trigger is how I pause and unpause the game. So let's pause the game and figure out how it works. So, okay, so I've got all these individual items that crashed with me. And usually what you do is you need to allow the characters to pick up all of these items, so that they can take them and move them to a new place where they can sort of safely hold on to them as they're building their colony. So I'm going to do that real quick. So it's nice they've got allow just sitting there on the, no, I didn't mean to do that, on the X button. So I can just doop-de-doop. I wonder if I can, like, group select them and allow them, because that's usually what I would do on PC. Haven't figured that out yet, though. So each thing that I select, though, and you can, okay, I'm trying to figure out where the best place to stick my head goes. You can see a little summary of what it is and what's going on with it in the bottom left of the screen. So here's all our stuff. Now let's back up a little bit. Okay, so I'm zooming in and out with the right stick, moving around with the left stick. Ooh, some nice ruins over here. I can't zoom out as far as I could on PC. So, oh, hey, we've got some more meals up here. Those will be good to grab. I was trying to figure out, okay, we got some mining that we could do over here. What's over on the east side of the map? Just big open spaces. All right, so I want to figure out where the center of my colony should be. And I actually think down here, it gives me a nice leg up when it comes to constructing stuff, because I've got these nice little walls surrounding it. This is actually a more complete space, though. Maybe I want to start small up here first and then work my way down there. So we've got some wood that has already fallen that I can use to build with. So let's figure out how we build stuff. We've got the left trigger down here, and there's architect on X, and I can build structures like walls made out of wood. So the first thing we're going to need is shelter for my people. So let's build this. By the way, the movements of the cursor, pretty smooth. I'm not having too much trouble navigating this stuff. And then let's... Okay, okay, so I can use the D-pad to change what it is I'm building. And then can I... Oh, and then I can change what material it's made out of by clicking the right stick. You know what? I love the fact that I skipped the tutorial, but I've been able to find all of the familiar controls so far. And then hit B to close this. Okay, so now I've built a sort of little construction blueprint for my people. So if I... but the last thing I need to do is I need to make a stockpile, so they can pile up all of their collected stuff. And actually, let's select this. Wait, how do I... Okay, architect. Is it architect again? Zone, structure. Can I deconstruct? There we go. Let's deconstruct that. Get that little bit out of the way. And then let's look at zones. So we need a stockpile zone. Do I... Okay, I'll just press A, tap A, Okay, what if I hold A? There we go. Okay, so now I've made a little stockpile here for them to take all of their stuff. And then lastly, I should look at furniture and make them sleeping spots. I'll need 3 sleeping spots. Let's do one here, here, and here. Okay, okay, we've got a plan. Now everybody should get to work. Oh, and I can decide how fast they work by holding RT. So if I tap RT, that pauses and unpauses the game. If I hold RT, I can actually push different buttons to make them go faster. So like I can hit Y, and they're just rapidly building as fast as they can, moving everything into the stockpile. They couldn't fit everything into the stockpile. I should probably do a bigger stockpile. So that, okay, let's see how quickly I can do this. So architect, zone, stockpile. Let's just expand the existing one. There we go. And unpause. Ooh, do we actually have enough wood? It looks like maybe we do. They're building a roof because it's enclosed. We might not have enough. We might not have enough wood. So I'll tell them to chop down some trees. Make sure we get plenty of wood. Okay, so now we've got a safe place to sleep. That's nice. I think we probably don't need this table here. We've got meals to eat. So the next thing I usually work on building when I've got a new colony is a kitchen. And so this, as sort of their initial temporary shelter, I think works. I think that we want long-term to have a fancier kitchen-y type place. And usually, like, when I'm building my kitchen, there's several things that I need to plan for. I've got to plan to, like, immediately I'm not going to be bothering trying to refrigerate anything. I'm just going to try to make a place where they need to work on the food and where they can eat. But I need to make sure there's plenty of room for later on when I do start building refrigeration and stuff like that, that I've got a really nice workflow for, you know, bringing food into the building, processing the food, putting it out on the table. So I Am Zuzia just showed up and said, "Oh man, I never expected you to play RimWorld. Great game and great devs behind it." Yeah, I do really like everything this team has been doing with this game. It really does make me happy. I'm a big fan of these folks. So I'm going to quickly make sure that's all available. Actually, oh, I wonder, can I? Yes, I can select all the heal root and then tell them to harvest it. Nice. So many habits that I have from the PC game, like double-clicking stuff and what double-clicking does, totally applies in the console game. It just translates right over. That's great. Okay, so Cog says that this was done, so this port, so Ludion built the original game, but this port was done by a team called Double 11, and Double 11 apparently also did the console port of Prison Architect, so they are already well experienced making this kind of game into a console game. So, okay, so I'm going to plan out, see, I've got a fair amount of wood and steel. I'm going to plan out my kitchen, and I want to set up my kitchen right here, sort of against this mountain, partly because that just saves me some wall space. And also, like, eventually I'd like my colony to actually kind of center around these ruins, and so it kind of moves me in the right direction. So let's pause the game and make a plan. So, architect, structure, and then let's make wooden walls. And let's figure, okay, so let's take advantage of as much existing structure as we possibly can. Oh, so I Am Zuzi wants to know, is this the first time I'm playing it, or did I play the PC version too? Yeah, I played the heck out of the PC version, so I'm coming to this as somebody who knows, I mean, I'm not, there's definitely a lot better players of this game on the PC than me. I tend to be more of a, like, ooh, I'm making a cool little town and I'm telling a story type player, rather than a, I'm going to maximize the efficiency of this colony type player. And so there are better players, you know, as far as skill goes, there are better players of RimWorld than me. But I am really familiar with it, and I really like it a lot. So let's start with this wall right here. So what I'm thinking is, why am I starting with that? I don't know. I just felt like it. Let's undo that and think a little bit more. where do I want to have my refrigeration? Where do I want to have my dining area? Where do I want to be doing the work of cooking? So this is where my living space is right now, but I think I'm planning my living space to actually be more like down there. And so I think I want the dining room to be on that side. Like most people, when they're coming to this place, they're coming to the dining room. So let's put the entrance to the dining room here. And we're going to want to reuse that table that we've got. That table is 2x2. So actually let's grab the table. Let's say that we're going to install the table. I guess we could just stick it. We could keep it fairly small for now. We could stick it right there. Yeah, I should probably be fairly unambitious. Ooh, how easily can I copy this? Build copy. Yes, awesome. Oh, everything I want is here. So I'm going to be a little bit unambitious with the size of this room. Well, actually, you know what? No, let's do this. Let's actually make it, a fairly well-sized room. And then, so where do they store the food? We want the food to be close to the dining room, and we want it to be close to the kitchen, like the meals specifically. So let's make a little room for meals right here. They'll have a door there, and then the room for the actual kitchen is going to be, so the kitchen is going to have at least one stove, and a stove is about that big, and we'll have a butcher's area too. But what this doesn't give me is an easy way to get to the refrigerated area. So I'm going to say, okay, let's say that my stove is going to be here, and my butcher table is going to be here. So actually, that does kind of work, because then I can have a gap in that wall that leads into what will eventually be my refrigerated stockpile, which is going to be over here. And we want this on the outside because it's easier to get to. We can put all my fields right close to it and stuff, and you can just drag the food in really easily. But I don't need to build it right now. Let's build steel doors, just because I've got a bunch of steel lying around. And then let's build, I think it's under, it's not a production. Let's build a butcher's table right there. And let's build a fueled stove. How do I rotate? Why? Why is rotate? Fueled stove right there. And I think this is what we need. And then, okay, the very last thing. Let's build a stockpile for our food. We'll stick it right here. And eventually this will become my refrigerated stockpile. But let's just build a little roof over it for right now. Well, then cut down the poplar tree. Do I have to manually tell you what to do? Chop down the poplar tree. There you go. Okay, so that'll be our roofed stockpile. And, but we need to figure out what we can store here. So, can I untoggle everything? Yes. So let's just allow food. And, okay, so expand category to, let's specifically allow raw food in this stockpile. And then let's add another stockpile over here, which is for meals. And let's mess with its storage and say that this one allows only meals. Okay, I think we got it. I think we're good. Let's get these people running. I don't know if I've got enough wood, so let's. I wonder if it's got the orders option. Let's see. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Orders. Chop wood. Yes. Okay, so I can just drag. Yes, I can drag select a bunch of trees. They chop down all these trees, idiots. Chop them all down. Okay, they're already getting started building. Chopping down the trees they need to finish the roof. we're doing remarkably well, actually, because our people actually slept in shelter their first night, which is great. Normally, that's actually uncommon for me to get my people into shelter the very first night. Usually they're just sleeping out under the stars with something unfinished. One thing I should maybe consider doing is adding some little stools. Wait, change tab with, okay. Gotcha. And then can I change, okay, let's build a wooden chair. Let's build some chairs for these people. So build, now can I place multiple chairs? Yes, I can. And just in case they build one crappy chair. All right, so now that they know where they've got places to keep their food and meals, let's wait. How do I? Oh, Y was storage. That's right. So let's say that you can no longer keep meals and raw food in the main stockpile. So now they're going to move all of that stuff into the proper stockpiles. And so now, oh, you know what? We've got people lacking ranged weapons. So let me see about selecting characters. Okay, pause. So, okay, so it looks like on the screen it's telling me that left, right on the D-pad selects my characters. And so now I can tell Connor to do something. So I think Connor, if I remember right, he was my best shot. Wasn't he? How can I look at that? Y to draft him. That's good. But how do I see his... Is it down? Oh, down opens the list. Okay, then I can see Connor's definitely my best shot. Belzas is wearing the armor for some reason, but can't fight at all. Franklin can fight okay, but he's kind of garbage. So I think what that means is I want to give Connor my most accurate weapon. Just make him the most powerful. So let's give him that. Franklin, you go ahead and grab the revolver. And Belzas, Belzas is incapable of violence, so we can't even give Belzas a weapon. Can I take off Belzas's inventory? Like, can I need stats, health, records, gear? Can I make her drop the armor? Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, so she has I can only make her drop one thing at a time. Okay, so Connor, Force Wear Flak Vest, and then Belzas. Whew, okay, remembering how to do everything. There we go. I need you to also drop your flak helmet. There we go. And now I can tell. This is much more awkward than it is with a mouse and keyboard, but I can do it. And the best part is I've been able to figure out how to do it on my own. Like they put enough prompts on the screen that if I know what I want to do as a RimWorld player, I can come in here and figure out how to do it. Okay, so now the question is, can I set them up to actually be cooking meals? So let's, okay, Y for bills. Let's add a bill to butcher a creature, and I want to... okay, do forever. I just want to butcher every creature I get control over. And then the fueled stove. Oh, okay, wait. Select the fueled stove. Bills. Let's add a bill. Cook a simple meal. And then I'll not right click. I will hit RB for mode. Do until you have X. And yeah, we'll cook a meal until we have 10 meals. 12 meals. Okay, so now, okay, we've already got somebody cooking. So, okay. We don't have enough space for all of our meals because we got all these survival meals. So I think I actually, you know what? Let's say... Do I want to just make this bigger? Maybe I will just make this bigger. So let's make a copy of this. Right there. And then deconstruct that. There we go. And then I'll take this stockpile and expand it like that. Nice. Okay, wow, this is actually... I'm able to figure this stuff out. I'm kind of shocked, actually. So now we've got a nice, comfy place to eat, you know, not in the rain. Oh, here's a friend. Hold on. Who is this? Let's have... Wait, who was my social person? Is it Belzas? No, Belzas is medical and intellectual, but not social. Do I have a social person? It's weird that I select my characters horizontally when this mode isn't up, but I select them vertically when it is. Okay, so Franklin's my best social person, and he's garbage. So, cool. Let's try trading, though, just because. Okay, here's the trade screen. So, I can sell my packaged meals, my medicine. They've got packaged meals of their own. The screen is very different from what I'm used to. Buying more medicine wouldn't be a bad thing. How much money do I have? Where's that? Oh, okay, I've got 800. So let's say I want to buy 3 of these. That will cost me 72. And then let's say I want to sell my pants. Now I'm going to get a profit of 32. That's great. Let's sell our pants for medicine. Nice. Well, there's the money that we got. And I guess we probably just put the medicine away immediately. So what is the next thing I'm going to need? Probably more comfortable sleeping quarters for these folks, so they're not all sleeping in a storage room together. Wait, Ranithcord asks if I'm going to butcher the dog. Oh, no, actually, you know what? That's what I need. Okay, I need to figure out what our food supply is going to be first. Then I'll worry about living space. So let's pause the game again, and let's see. B for wildlife. Okay, so this is going to list all the wildlife in the area. Boars are great. They give you a bunch of food, and they don't fight back. And there's lots of them. So basically, my hunters are just going to go boar. So many freaking boars. Yep. Okay, so somebody's going to be hunting all the time. Let's actually... Where do we handle our... Oh, these are different view modes. That's nice. Where do we handle our priority assignments? Is that A, colony? Work? Yes. Okay, cool. So who hunts? So Franklin is our warden, even though he sucks, because he just sucks less than everyone else. Same with Belzas being our cook. Okay, so we've only Connor is going to be our hunter. That makes sense. Connor's got the rifle. Connor is the best shot. So, cool. I'm not going to try to get super hardcore with this. There's a lot of things that my entire team is bad at, though, which is great. So Connor's going to be constantly hunting for food. He'll be bringing boar bodies over here, and then Belzas is going to be turning them into edible stuff. So we've got the food supply taken care of temporarily, but long term we're going to want to plant something. So let's go to zones again, make a growing zone, and here's some really nice fertile soil. So let's make a nice field. And then select that field and interact with it? No? Plant. What are we going to plant? Let's plant rice to start, because rice is the fastest growing. And so we can just get our food supply up and running. We can switch to different, more nutritious things a little bit later on. So, yeah. So Ranithcord was worried I was going to butcher the dog. So I'm not going to butcher the dog. I am going to butcher pigs instead. Let's also make sure that we are... harvesting all the heal root we can. And, okay, keep moving, everybody. So now we should see Connor go out hunting. There we go. Oh, the boars are right here. Great, very convenient. Just right next door. So he murders the boar. Oh, and just immediately start hunting another boar. Why? Why was he doing that? Why is he not carrying them back? Why is he just hunting them all? Usually hunters carry back their kills. Is he not a... Does he refuse to carry things or something? What's his deal? He doesn't do social stuff. He never talks, I guess. But it doesn't say he won't haul. Right? Right? Where would I see if he refuses to haul things? He doesn't warden and he doesn't doctor, but he... Weird. So somebody else is gonna have to haul. That's a change from regular RimWorld, having to manually, like separately, haul beasts up. But somebody did it because we've got some leather, and we've got some pork, and now we're making pork meals. Oh crap! What was that? Oh, ancient danger, I think is all that was. Okay, all this means is that every map that you settle in has got an ancient danger, some kind of buried precursor nonsense that's going to kill you later. And so let's jump to where that is. Okay, so right here, yeah, we got an ancient ruin here that if I cut into it, something terrible is going to come out. So let's clear this stuff. All right. Don't hunt the wolf. The wolf will murder you back. Ooh, let's allow the turkey, though. Anyway, okay, so now that we've got our food situation taken care of-ish. Oh, one thing I usually do, actually, is disallow the survival meals, because those are useful for caravans later on. Wait, mad hare. Mad hare. Okay, this is... Where is the hare? It's right there. Oh, it's coming after him! No! Okay, hold on. Okay, let's draft Franklin. And let's send him over here to help with the hare situation. Wait. Oh, I did it wrong. How do I make him go somewhere? Move is X. So let's move him here. Meanwhile, let's draft Connor. And now it's time to murder a hare. So I think we're not going to need Franklin. Connor's probably going to murder the hare before Franklin gets here. But it's good to be careful. Yes! Dead. Oh, wait. So I've got him select. So let's how do I undraft him? No, that's not right. I don't know what I just told him to do, but I want him to stop. How do I undraft someone? It was Y to draft them. How do I undraft them? Oh, LB plus B. That's an arbitrary thing, but whatever. Okay, so when I'm not selecting Connor, I'll allow the hare. Okay, hey, we survived our first conflict. It was with a rabbit, but that's fine. So Ranithcourt asked, do your people have infinite ammo in this? Like, as long as you have a gun, you're good to hunt as long as you want? Yes, they did not bother to make ammo a thing, and I'm grateful. I think that was a good move. I'm going to expand this stockpile a little more. All right. So, my next task. Now, I've only got 10 minutes left because I'm doing this on kind of a tight lunch break, but... the next task is to figure out where these people are going to live long term. And I think I can still take advantage of the existing terrain here. What do we have? Okay, we've got a bunch of wood, so I can still do some wood construction. Let's architect the heck out of this. So let's close that off. And so what I'll want eventually is for each character to have their own nice bedroom. And I do kind of like I've got this like weird positive feeling about sort of like trying to keep existing architecture. I don't know why I like that so much, but I really do. So like something like this where I'm sort of building onto existing architecture and just sort of working it into my plan. It just makes me happy. So we've got a bedroom made out of that. We can make a second bedroom over here. I'm building on both sides of the wall, though, so I'm not actually preserving the original structure. I'm just being a weirdo now. But we can make 3 bedrooms like this, and then we'll put doors on them. So we'll have one door just... Let's see. Where is the best place to put a door? We don't want people to be passing through each other's bedrooms. So actually, maybe I actually want a door there and a door there. Because if somebody walks through your bedroom while you're sleeping, it interrupts your sleep and makes you sadder the next day. I think that kind of works. So let's build that structure. And then furniture. Let's make some beds. Put one bed there, and one bed there. And for now, I think that's about all we get. So let's go with this. Just get the bare structure of them in place, but then we'll worry about sort of decorating them and making them comfier spaces. Right now, one thing that I love about this game is that at the very beginning, on the morale system, it gives your characters this morale buff called low expectations. I should actually have a look at somebody's morale and just see how to get there from here. So morale, is it needs? Needs, yes. So, okay, so their mood right now is 28%. And these are all the different factors that play into it. Interesting, though. The thing I don't see is the low expectations thing. I don't see... We don't have the same breakdown of all the factors here that we usually have, unless... Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's the thoughts tab. So yeah, very low expectations gives them a plus 24 to morale, which is ridiculous. Oh, but they're recreation starved. That's giving them a negative 20. That's almost eating the entire thing up, because we have not built a source of recreation, of which there is one at the beginning of the game that I always use. Where is it? Recreation? And that is the horseshoes pin. So let's have folks play horseshoes right there. So once everybody wakes up, we'll get started building our horseshoes pin. Can I don't think... Yeah, there's no prioritizing specific tasks. That's one thing that I actually really liked in Surviving the Aftermath and in Clanfolk, which is that I could actually take like if I've made a bunch of construction jobs, I can make one construction job be more important than the other construction job, so they do it first. Because that's a problem. I tend to just really want to plan ahead a lot in this game, and so as a result, I end up planning ahead so far in advance that I just make a whole bunch of jobs for people to do, and they end up prioritizing them fairly randomly, and I get none of the things I want in any kind of reasonable order. And so I'm forcibly making myself plan one thing at a time here. You know, I built the kitchen before I built the bedrooms. Normally I have a tendency to just, I have trouble avoiding the temptation to just build everything at once. Ooh, so we can name our society the Friendly Treaty of Attachment. That doesn't seem... We could be the Compact of Ralia. Labutaldo. Okay, you know what? We're going to be Labutaldo. And Belsas wants to name the settlement Arden. Sure, that's a cool name. So this is the town of Arden from the Labutaldo nation. I think a lot of these the names in the random name generator came from, like, I think Kickstarter supporters or something. Like, I think there was, like, when this game was in development, I think that there were actually potential players who contributed. Uh-oh. Belsas is wandering, sadly. So this is a thing you got to worry about. When somebody's mental state gets too bad, they will sometimes make themselves as useless as possible. I think it looks like the biggest problem probably was the fact that she was recreation starved. One thing that I do miss is, so it says that the extreme break threshold is 6.1%. The major break threshold is 25. Minor is 43, and we're at 40. So we're below the minor break threshold. In the PC version, you actually can see markings on the mood bar that tell you how close you are to those things and where you're headed. And that's not here for me. And so that's kind of too bad, because sometimes a character will have a low mood in the moment, but that mood will have a positive vector, like it'll be going, in a good direction. And you'll be able to see that. You'll be like, oh, I don't need to worry about this person. They're getting better. Whereas you'll be able to see in advance, oh, this person currently has a good mood, but they're heading in a negative direction. And you can respond to that. And I don't see that here. So that's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for me. Caprain says, I just started playing this game too. I really do hope that RimWorld coming to console and being surprisingly accessible is going to help more people discover this game, because I love this game. This is I think one of the greatest video games ever created. And but I mean it's definitely got a pretty narrow taste. It's you've got to be a certain kind of person to want to play this game. And so, I love it, but I also recognize that I'm in a weird narrow wedge of an audience. Oh, hey, you know what I haven't done? Assigned this to a person. So let's have this be Belsas's room. Useless Belsas. Let's have this be Franklin's room. And then the one with a door that's a little further away from everybody else, Let's let that be Connor's room, because Connor doesn't like to talk to people. Okay, so Belsass is no longer wandering, which means I think she probably has an epiphany mood booster. Let's see. Let's look at her thoughts. Catharsis. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so she was wandering around useless for a while. You know, she's useless even when she's not wandering, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But she's had a catharsis, which is going to keep her mood positive now for a while after she's had her little wander. So we don't have the same characters in a bad mood, just always being in a major break status. So Franklin now is screwing around, which is great, actually, because let's see how that what that is to his mood. His comfort is higher. His recreation is much higher because he was just playing around with this. It's really easy to underestimate how important play is to people, to human beings, trying to stay happy. So, a raid. I'm kind of out of time. Let's have a look at this raid. They're attacking immediately. Okay, let's have this be our last. I do have a meeting to get to, but it's one that I don't have to necessarily be there for the very first few minutes. So let's resolve this raid and have that be the last thing we do this episode. So let's jump to where the Leto Alliance is. It's just one person. Cool. Oh, hey, some steel. Oops. While I'm here, time has paused. Might as well allow that steel. So people will go out and grab it. Ooh, and some berry bushes. Why am I screwing around? Okay, so once they get a little closer, I'm going to draft my people to come and fight. Okay, we're pausing now. Where is everybody? So Belsass can't fight. So Franklin can fight. So let's draft him. It looks like the enemy is coming down this way. And then Connor, similarly. Where are you, Connor? Let's draft you and bring you up here too. I think the guy is going to go south. Let's see if he breaks south. Nope, he broke north. Okay, so Connor, let's take cover behind some rocks over here. And similarly, Franklin, I sent you the wrong direction. I'm so sorry. And actually, let's get you a little bit closer to where he's going to emerge. So you can kind of both start firing at the same time. Let's pick some berries. Okay, anyway. Let's have it go a little bit slower. So Franklin... Okay, Franklin's going to try to get close. Okay, we're already shooting. This guy's only got a knife. He brought a knife to a gunfight. Oh, look at that. Oh, we totally got him. Okay, so let's allow him. Let's allow his money. Let's allow his knife. And then... Okay, we don't want dead bodies lying around, though. That makes people sad. So let's quickly learn how to make graves. I think it's just miscellaneous, isn't it? Where is ritual, floors, production, security, power, recreation, furniture, structure, zone? None of these are saying this is where graves are. Not security, not power, not recreation. Is it furniture? Is a grave furniture? One of the questions for the ages. I thought there was a... Trade is not a thing. Ship is not a thing. I mean, could it be in ritual? Yes, okay, it's in ritual. Sure, why not? Let's just build a grave right over here, exactly where the guy is. Let's just bury him where he lies. Right there. That's where our grave goes. All right, so now... Okay, so it won't quite go up to full speed. Oh, wait, that's fine. I need to actually undraft these guys anyway. So let's undraft him, and now he can dig a grave and bury the guy. That should teach you. That should teach you. Okay, anyway, I do have to get on to my meeting. So, I love this, though. This is actually shockingly good. Like, I was really kind of coming into this expecting that I was going to be like, oh, this is unplayable. And there are certainly, I mean, there are compromises you have to make with a console controller. It was not as easy to track down information. And there's some information that actually might be missing from the UI entirely that I've often used in the past, which could present an additional challenge. But there's other places where some parts of the UI are actually easier to read because they put a lot of effort into trying to make it readable, you know, when you're sitting from further distance from the screen, that sort of thing. So overall, I'm actually really hopeful about the state of this game. And think it might actually bring some people in. So I think I'm going to keep playing this and just seeing how this progresses over time. Let me check with the chat, make sure I haven't missed anything huge. So Malator was pointing out that hunting and hauling were very different. Back when I was struggling with the characters not hauling their kills back when they were hunting, he says that they are two different tasks, and that's true, they are. But there is this exception in RimWorld on PC where even if somebody it normally refuses to haul things, if they are a hunter, they will still pick up their kills and bring them home. And they will make that one exception to hauling because it's so inconvenient to just leave a bunch of bodies out in the rain, a bunch of like animal corpses out in the rain. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so I'm surprised that I wasn't seeing them dragging the bodies back here. I'm surprised that I don't know why that change would be made, or did they? Because you don't ever really know how a port goes. Like, did they have to re-engineer some parts of this game, and is it possible they just left out features that were normally in RimWorld? Because if they were just doing like a traditional port, like you would assume that a lot of the basic stuff would just stay in place and wouldn't change. But I don't know, maybe they had to re-engineer some stuff, and so it's possible for features to just be forgotten and just left off the list. It looks like Belsass was just sad wandering again. Belsass is sad. I need to figure out maybe a more long-term solution to Belsass's unhappiness. Let's see here. Yeah, so Noblemite says, yeah, this is remarkably clean. Like, you kind of expect there just to be a bunch of extra garbage that they have to do in order to make a PC game accessible with a console controller. But it looks like they found some pretty good solutions. And they probably, I'm betting their experience with Prison Architect probably helped a lot. Because there's a lot of analogies between these two games. And so a lot of the things that would work in that game would work in this game. They could carry over and even keep iterating on their solutions. So anyway, thank you all so much. I need to get out of here. But if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, there's a button for you to click if you're watching this later on YouTube. And I'll put links to other videos over here, so enjoy those. If I come back to RimWorld on console, I'll definitely stick a video there. But I don't know, there's a lot to play out there.